Alright, so here it is. Part 2 of What If Female Deku was Obsidian Fury. So, this takes place a couple hours after Wolfram's helicopter was shot down by Izumi, with her currently being transported to the mainland of Japan and UA. And, sorry about that. As I was saying, she is currently being transported to UA in a jet, as Hisashi is there with her, as he does have a cast over his leg, with him walking into where Izumi is and passing her some food, as she would ask, "What is this?" As Hisashi would say, it's something called ice cream. With Izumi, as Hisashi would say, "Try it." As Izumi would bite into it and find it delicious. Now Izumi can't process food like any organic creature can, but she still has her body does process it into fuel that powers her. So she doesn't do it like we do, she does it in a different way. And her tongue does have taste, like receptors on it for like taste and all that. As she finds it delicious and continues eating the ice cream that she was given until she gets to UA. With her then being moved into Principal Nezu's office, as Hisashi presents Izumi to Principal Nezu, saying that she could be a candidate. She could be a candidate for UA, and that as Nezu would say, "We will accept her into UA, but what are the terms?" With Hisashi saying that he be let into the UA support course due to him being the only one who survived, knowing her exact blueprints, knowing her exact makeup, and how to repair her if damaged. With Nezu agreeing to this, with Hisashi being hired onto the support course and Izumi being put into the hero course. But before we get into the hero course, they get her officially put into the hero course. They have her go through a test, and they send her into the the city area that was for the entrance exam. They're in there. Izumi is in there with Hisashi saying over the intercom that that her capabilities will be tested in here to see if she is capable of joining the hero course. As Nezu would also say over the intercom that she will need to defeat all the robots that will be coming for her, so she'll need to be prepared. As Nezu unleashes all the 1-pointers, the 2-pointers, and the 3-pointers, as they all dash towards her, with Izumi using the signal disruptors. The missiles on her, which she fires, as she does take out most of them, but there are still a few that make it through the explosions. With Izumi then taking out the chainsaw blades as she would begin to run towards them, basically slashing through them, as they would be dealt with quite swiftly. As Nezu would then decide to send in the 0-pointer, with Izumi feeling a rumbling on the ground and seeing the 0-pointer coming towards her. Sorry about that. As the 0-pointer would reach its hand towards her, but whilst on the plane, Hazashi had given Izumi an upgrade, one of which being I believe is a particle expand. I'm going to call it a particle expander, which essentially allows her to grow, so like she can become giant or she can become human-sized. As when the 0-pointer is about to attack her, she activates it as she becomes about the same size as the 0-pointer, which she begins to fight. As she would end up kneeing it in the where the stomach area would be, which would cause the 0-pointer to rip in half. I'm sorry about that. As the 0-pointer's upper half would fall behind Izumi, and the lower half would fall in front of Izumi, with Nezu stating that she has done well with these robots, but is there a way for her to be non-lethal? As Zashi would say, yes, she has 2 protection modes, one which is non-lethal, and the other which is lethal. You just have to state which protection mode you want her to be in. As Nezu would then say, I see. So she will be, from the tests that we've seen, she will be put into the UA hero course. As Hazashi would thank Nezu and say that she won't let him down. As Hazashi would then head down to Izumi, stating that she has gotten into the hero course. As Izumi in a cold voice would say, is that a good thing? As Hazashi would say, yes. And I'll be on the campus if you need repairs or anything like that. With Izumi saying, oh, okay. With her and Hazashi then headed to where the dorms are. Now, Hazashi does have a house that is quite close to UA, and Izumi is in the dorms of UA. With her then entering the building and seeing all the other people, all the other students that were in Class 1A, except for Mineta, due to him being expelled because he failed the physical exam. With Bakugo walking up to her saying, so you're that robot that Nezu said would be joining us. As he would then state that, just so you know, you're never going to beat me. Doesn't matter if you're stronger than me or not, you're not going to beat me. With Izumi then looking at Bakugo, stating, I do not care if I beat you or not. The fact that you think that you're better than everyone else proves that you will already lose every battle that you go into. With Bakugo getting angry at this, as he's about to explode Izumi, with Izumi seeing this, grabbing Bakugo by the wrist, like pulling him down and then kneeing him right in the face to knock him out. With everybody just being surprised that she was able to take Bakugo out so quickly. As Izumi would then say, like I said before, you lose every battle you go into unless you fix that attitude of yours. As she would then walk down to where her dorm room is, as she would open it, and would find I have everything that she would need, including repair kits for whenever Hisashi's not available and she needs to perform repairs on herself. And a lot of books on mechanics and biology, because again, she still has a biological brain, so she can still learn a lot more. As she would then spend the rest of the night basically reading. Sorry about that. We then cut to the next day, with Izumi being in the common room still reading her books, with everybody else waking up and just seeing Izumi is still sitting there, as they would ask her if she was there the entire night, with Izumi responding with yes. As they would all be surprised that she was able to stay up for that long without needing to power off. As they'd ask her how does she manage to do that, and she would say that her body doesn't require that much due to her not being in combat all the time. So her body burns through the energy a lot slower than when she is in combat. And when I say a lot slower, so like every one piece of energy a human body uses up, a person uses up, Izumi uses up 1/5 of that. As Izumi would then, as they would all then head to class, with Aizawa saying that they'll be doing some hero training today, and they'll be doing it with somebody else. With them hearing something coming down from the hallway, as All Might would crash through the door saying, "I'm here," coming through the door like a normal person, with everybody being surprised and excited that they're going to be taught by All Might. With Izumi already knowing who All Might is, due to her having access to every file on every hero to ever have existed, as she would be currently looking through her files to find where All Might was in that file, as they would open up with All Might's file, which would basically read the following: name Toshinori Yagi, hero name All Might, quirk unknown, age unknown, height, give me a minute, height 7'2", blood type unknown, and weight 560 pounds. As this is all current internally and going very quickly, as she would have gotten all the information on All Might right in front of her. As All Might would say a thing in canon, because I don't remember it, as he would then press a button, as everyone's hero uniform would come out, except for Izumi's, because is permanently attached to her body. As everybody else would head to the changing area, with either me walking out like this. And that is where I'm going to end that part off. I do hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.